Today, I thought I'd share a little backstory about how I personally went from constantly, excuse the rooster in the background, about how I went from constantly chasing perfection in my home to intentionally looking for opportunities to make progress instead. All right, bud. And to do that, we have to go all the way back to when I was 17. I got a part-time job at a popular retail store. And in a nutshell, I just fell down a never-ending rabbit hole where I spent the next 14 years being offered more and more money to make things perfect and beautiful. And I was good at it. The more I hyperfixated on a particular zone of the store, the better it looked and the more money it made. It was like I had the Midas touch for clothing. I could take a whole area apart. I could obsess over every little detail. I could put it back together again and make it absolutely gorgeous. So, brief intercession. If you've ever heard somebody refer to eggs as cackleberries, what you just heard is why. Basically, the hen lays an egg and then everybody starts like going off about it. It's the most exciting, amazing thing that it happened. I can't explain it, but they love it. All right, let's see. Where was I? So anyway, I could basically spend way too much time in a section and make it beautiful. And the best part about that was that while I was behind the scenes, letting my creativity run wild and obsessing over whatever little corner of the store I happened to be in that day, there were plenty of other capable people maintaining everything else. There was always somebody helping the customers, someone running the register, someone processing the inventory. Basically, someone else was worrying about whatever was happening on the other side of the building. I could narrow my entire focus down to one thing and make that one thing as close to perfect as I could get it. And for 14 years, it wasn't just something I enjoyed doing. It was something I was actually rewarded for doing. So naturally, when my life changed completely, I brought that same skill set with me with high expectations for success. However, what I was soon going to have to be faced with was that that recipe, it worked very differently in my own home. All right, well, we have some progress being made here. Jonah, though, is not seeming a little too pleased here at the back door. But chicken coop's getting cleaned out. The backyard's getting cleaned up. It's hot today, but it's not as hot as it has been. So it's kind of one of those, if you're gonna do anything in the yard, today's the day to do it. And if you miss the day, then it's just gonna continue to get worse than this. So here we are, trying to make it a little better. I'm gonna run the lawnmower through real quick, and I say real quick, as quick as I can given its current state of life. But we're gonna get it done. We must go on. Here we go. All right, back to the story. So fast forward those 14 years to February of 2022, when I was offered a position no one had ever presented to me before. Growing up, we're all introduced to all these different career paths: doctor, lawyer, veterinarian, teacher. There's seemingly endless opportunities and endless degrees you can pay $1 bazillion for to become whatever you want to be, right? Now maybe I missed this particular presentation at Career Day, but I don't remember anyone ever suggesting, have you considered becoming a wife and mother and making your home your primary work? But that's essentially what my husband offered me. And at the time, we had 5 children at home. Our oldest was 6.5. And then under him, I had a 4.5-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 1.5-year-old, and our youngest was just 6 months old. We had already been incredibly blessed that by the time our second child was born, we had figured out how to eliminate daycare and by figure out, I mean we couldn't afford it, so we had to eliminate daycare by arranging our work schedules around each other. Our children were always with one of us. The trade-off, though, was that there were stretches where my husband and I were basically ships passing in the night. And somewhere alongside those two ships floated the management of our home. whoever happened to be at port, so to speak, was keeping things going. We were surviving. I definitely would not say we were thriving. So when my husband offered to retire me, I didn't need time to think about it. I put in my notice and I was genuinely excited. I was finally going to have the time to take care of our home properly, which, knowing what I know now about myself, was perhaps the first warning sign. Well, if you remember what I said about it not being so hot today, just forget that part. It's hot. It's normal Florida hot. I was fooled. I let I don't know. It might have been in the early 80s. I didn't look at the temperature, if I'm being honest, because that would have been discouraging. It's hot. I made the lawnmower hot because it's eating through all this tall grass, so it said no more, I need a break. So we're going to take this moment to scoop up a little bit of grass to mix in with our compost that we're building over there. And then we're going to take a brief pause in between what we're doing here, and we'll come back out. Yeah, Florida. Everybody's moving to Florida right now. Maybe they'll see this video and rethink it. Yes, I know I'm mowing backwards. Before we go any further, I feel like we need to address what is happening on your screen. Yes, I do know how to mow grass, I promise. And no, dragging a lawnmower backwards across your yard is not generally considered a best practice. However, our mower broke at the beginning of the summer and currently has 3 functioning wheels. And through a highly scientific process, otherwise known as trying to shove this stupid thing across uneven ground repeatedly, I discovered that pulling it backwards is significantly easier than pushing my little 3-wheeled chariot forward. So that's what we're doing. And I think I should note here that I do have an amazing husband whom I love dearly and who works incredibly hard for our home. So if I can spend a few hours fighting with the stupid lawnmower instead of leaving it for one of his days off, I'm happy to do that. If he gets some time outside, I would much rather see him spend it in the garden or working with his plants, doing something he actually enjoys that also benefits our home, than to spend that time wrestling with this thing. So yes, the grass is more chewed than cut. And yes, I'm mowing backwards. And yes, there are only 3 wheels. Progress over perfection is apparently going to be demonstrated quite literally today. And since I've already interrupted myself, this seems like as good a time as any to mention that if you're enjoying these videos, liking, subscribing, or even sharing one is only a couple of extra clicks on your end. But it would seem that those little clicks can make a surprisingly large difference on my end. So no inspirational speech here, no bell ringing ceremony, just if you like it, please let YouTube know. I would appreciate it. Okay, back to what we were talking about. I had just retired from retail and was now home full-time with 5 very young children. And I was absolutely convinced I was about to get our house together. All right, over here has gotten all the progress it's gonna get today. We're gonna do what we can over on the other side of the house where it has seriously overgrown over there. It was a very hot summer. We did nothing outside, nothing. So I'll show you over there what we're doing. We're gonna reconstitute the compost pile, kind of freshen it up with the hay we're bringing over. Plus, since I'm mowing the grass right now, we're gonna go ahead and take advantage of that and turn the pile. So yeah, that's what we're gonna try. I'm gonna mow what I can over there, clean up a little bit, but I've only got so much longer, Jonah being down for a nap. And Moses is, love you. And Moses is at the back door telling me something. Anyway, we'll take you over there. Let's see what it looks like. It's pretty hard to see over here, but we're gonna zoom you in here some, and maybe you won't fall over. We'll find out. Yeah, it's just a jungle over here now, but the chickens love it when we let them out, and the cats love it. They go hunting and get all the lizards that live over there, and occasionally they have a good time scaring the chickens and making them jump. So if you ever see that in the video, don't worry about it. They're not eating or killing the chickens. They just really have a good time giving them a good jump scare. The chickens don't appreciate it, but it is a little funny to watch. All right, I'm back at it. There was only one slight problem. Our house had actually never been completely unpacked. And the fully renovated home we'd bought 4 years earlier was somehow in the middle of being re-renovated. That particular story deserves its own day. But the important part here is that our home was already pretty disheveled. I was still excited though. And I'm pretty sure that first week I attacked the kitchen. And by the end of it, that kitchen was spotless, organized, beautiful, exactly the kind of result I knew how to create. But then I looked up. So at some point, excuse me, Shiny. So at some point, the library called while I was trying to record this part. So the end of it, you missed out on, but we made some good progress. The boys will be very excited to know that the chickens are out here putting in work on the compost pile. They just got nice and stacked up, but it's a good thing. They're gonna do what they do best and make it better. So anyway, clearly we are not going to be winning any yard of the month prizes anytime soon. However, we made a lot of really good progress today. I'm happy with it. The chickens are happy with it. They're enjoying all the bugs I kicked up and exposed by mowing the grass. It's just like, it's Christmas out here right now. That's it, I think, for today. We're gonna go inside and cool off and get cleaned up and be pretty lazy the rest of the day. So that's my goal right now. Hello, pretty girl. What you doing in here? Let's see, somebody has already left us an egg. Looks like one of my speckled Sussex girls was in here. Oh, is this yours? It's okay. Oh, yeah. We tried having nest boxes out here, and they just had absolutely no interest in having a nest box. So we just let them lay in the hay, and we come and collect eggs a few times a day, and it's worked out pretty well for us. All right, back to the story. So I look up, and apparently while I had been busy creating the world's most perfect kitchen, the rest of my house had staged a rebellion. Laundry was lined down the hallway like the Great Wall of China. Toys were everywhere. All the bedrooms looked like they'd exploded. Hair bunnies were multiplying. I mean, you get the picture. As it turns out, my team of toddlers had not been holding down the rest of the fort while I obsessed over the kitchen. This was inconvenient. So I did what came naturally to me. I just hyperfixated on the next problem, and then the next one, and then the next one, And I spent the next couple of years repeatedly getting my butt kicked by my own house and feeling like I was failing at the job I thought I was supposed to be best at. What I couldn't see was that I was trying desperately to apply a skill I'd spent 14 years developing in an environment where it no longer worked. At the store, I could make one zone perfect because an entire team of people kept everything else functioning. At home, I was the team. And the environment I was trying to perfect was filled with small humans who were actively using it while I worked. Over the last 4 years, we've had 3 more children, bringing us to 8 kids now, ranging from 11 all the way down to 1. So, shockingly, the environment has not become more conducive to perfection. It's really only been within roughly the last year that I've started deliberately looking for opportunities to make progress instead. And that sounds ridiculously obvious when I say it out loud. Of course, progress is better than doing nothing because you can't achieve perfection. But I had been conditioned for years to make things the absolute best they could be. I couldn't see my way out of that. I once heard someone describe 2 kinds of people by imagining them collecting apples from an orchard floor. There's one person who walks around gathering apples and putting them all into one enormous pile. The other person spends the same amount of time gathering apples, but puts each one directly into their basket. When time is up, one person has a basket full of apples they can carry home. The other has a very impressive pile of apples sitting on the ground. I'm the person with the pile of apples. I desperately want to completely empty a closet just because I've decided it needs to be a little neater. But once everything's out, I don't want it a little neater anymore. Now we're doing this properly. Everything is coming out. Everything's being sorted, we're reorganizing, we're labeling. Apparently we're opening a container store. And when I'm finished, I want anybody who opens that closet to immediately know Claire was here. I want it beautiful. And there's absolutely a place for that side of me, but I've had to accept that most ordinary days, that quirk does not serve my home particularly well. My family benefits much more when I maintain what's already working and notice the little bumps in the road that I can smooth out. A load of laundry gets moved forward, a counter gets cleared, one shelf improved, dinner started before everybody's starving, a problem made slightly easier tomorrow than it was today. One apple actually put in the basket. All right, so it is Florida sun hot today. I had to move y'all into the shade because my phone said, I'm gonna die. So here we are. We're moving over to the side of the house near the garden. Pay no attention to the garden. I've told y'all already, this is summer Florida garden. It's been taken over by weeds. We're slowly clearing it out. We're gonna get it composted back in for fall. And maybe we'll be able to keep up with it then. It's just too dang hot, y'all. Too dang hot. So where have I landed today? Well, my children are still very young. And what I've learned is that expecting 8 children between the ages of 1 and 11 to maintain my own personal standard of perfection would be completely unrealistic, to say the least. I'm probably pretty miserable for all 10 of us. So instead, I have chosen, I say that lightly, I have chosen to live with dishes placed in whichever cabinet the child emptying the dishwasher decided they belonged in. I have towels stacked on the shelves of my laundry room like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Every child's sock now lives together in one communal sock basket. The children's clothes are placed on a shelf in what is hopefully the right closet. And there are plenty of other little systems that retail Claire would absolutely not approve of. And I still have to battle that part of myself all the time. And actually, I'm battling it with this YouTube channel right now. I want everything to look perfect. I want everything to sound perfect. I want every video to somehow be everything everyone ever wanted to hear. but I don't live in a perfect home. I haven't mastered homemaking. I'm still very much growing into this role and figuring out what works for our family. And I started wondering whether maybe there are other people out there like me, people who don't need another person showing them how perfectly everything can be done. Maybe you'd rather watch somebody figure it out as she goes, even if that occasionally means watching a woman mow overgrown grass backwards, slightly crooked, with a 3-wheeled lawnmower while trying to learn how to prioritize progress over perfection. I'm getting better at putting the apples in the basket, but the pile still tempts me. However, at the end of the day, we'll call that progress.